Hi, ladies. How is everyone? As always, it is so delightful to be with you and have you here to connect with me as we talk things related to menopause. So, if we haven't met before, my name is Beverly and I'm a certified health and wellness coach. I have my own company, which is Beverly Hills Health and Wellness Coaching, and I work with women in the area of menopause to help them transition the weight gain, the symptoms of hot flashes and sleeplessness, and I don't know, it's a myriad depending on each person's individual body type, and also to help you transition this time where you're looking at life a little differently and finding a way to have a lifestyle that blends with where you are in this stage. So, I've been working with some fellow ladies in this space, just kind of having a conversation offline, and I want to start having these conversations with you. The hope is to have a expansive platform where we can kind of have a conversation and everybody's kind of chiming in and talking about their experience. So what I want to do is kind of address like what is happening psychologically as we're going through menopause. And I have to say, for me, this wasn't difficult because life has thrown me so many balls and I have had to adjust every time a ball shows up. So menopause wasn't any different. It's just understanding what I had to do to shift and manage what was going on biologically and psychologically. Um, Another thing about menopause is like the aging or the thought of aging. And that's another thing about me. Like, I have always looked forward to the next year getting older and older and older because for me, there was like, I know a little more than I knew the year before. And as I got to the stage of womanhood, I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so knowledgeable. I can give good guidance or counseling or recommendations on things, and I really can. But a lot of that has been learning through life stages and also researching and uncovering things independently. Like, I am a person who will always be studying. I'm a lifelong learner. I like to be self-taught in places, and I also appreciate going through formal educational process. So I've got a myriad of degrees, and actually I'm looking into a PhD program as well because I just love the subject of health and wellness, and it's so expansive. um the area of menopause is one that's so natural, and I feel and have had conversations with women where it is a misrepresentation out there about it. There are some symptoms that you're going to go through and they are manageable. I mean, I only talk about menopause from a holistic platform, but there are ways to manage it on, a more traditional medical pharmaceutical type of option, which I don't address. But the women that I have talked to, by and large, the larger percentage has opted for or prefer to go through this in a natural way. So I want to encourage you to look at that as you're finding yourself going through these symptoms. So one of the things that keeps coming up is hot flashes. Well, I had hot flashes, but when I had hot flashes, I didn't have this debilitating thing that happened to me and I felt like my life was over and I couldn't function. I was like, wow, so this is what a hot flash is. So let's figure out like what's happening and how long do they last and when can I expect to see. And it's like it came and went before I was able to really definitively figure out like a cycle or a measure point. It just come and it goes. So for those who are just getting started, I'd like to share with you that everybody's body is different. So if you talk to someone and they've gone through hot flashes and it was like so extreme and so like unfathomable, just know that that doesn't have to be your plight. And another thing about a person's experience with hot flashes, it's a myriad of things that you can do to make it more intense or less intense. Like you can use teas. Certain teas have ways of drawing down some of the intensity of hot flashes. I even read something about like keeping cool drinks around. I'm not one of the people that really drink cool drinks like ice cold waters and ice cold beverages like that makes me shiver when I think about it. But that's my body. I like nice warm soups and teas and coffees, and that's what works for me. So if that's something that you are going through, just know that there are many things that you can do to address this if you're looking at it from a natural perspective. Another thing about hot flashes is like the way you dress. I usually am always with my arms out. I have always been like, I'm a beach girl. That's what I can tell you. That's why I like warm things. I'm a beach girl, so I don't like to be tied down with a lot of clothes and jackets and coats. And when it's where we are today is actually snow outside, but you dress for that when you're going out. But if I'm not outside, I need to be comfortable. And that's the thing about menopause. Like, you'll find your space where you'll be comfortable, and one person's experience will not be yours. Another question that comes up is the feeling of being old. And I think that's relative. It depends on what you think old is. I used to think, like, I guess when I was like just getting started in my career in my 20s, like right after college, I would think old was like 40 or 50 or something. I can't remember exactly. But getting to that stage where you're 40 or 50, you realize, like, that's not old. It's really not old. And then I think about, like, is 70 old? And I know some people in their 70s, and oh my God, they are amazing. Like, they don't look old, they don't act old, they have so much going on. I'm tired trying to keep up with what they're telling me they're involved in. Some people who travel a lot, I mean, this was pre, all of this pandemic stuff, but they would have pictures that are uploaded about all the things that they were doing. So, like, that's not old. So I think about, like, well, is 90 old? Well, I had a grandfather who was like way into his 90s, and he was getting up every morning and walking and had, conversations. He was just as sound and logical. So, what's old? It's just relative. So, just know when you get into this space and you're managing the swath of time that's menopause, that you get to define that for yourself. I have not had anything that I've dealt with that has taken me down. Now, I've had some things I've had to, like, okay, do a readjustment. And one of the major things I will say is the way you eat. You cannot eat. That is true. You cannot eat in this stage the way you ate previously. If you're not like hitting the gym every day and managing the calorie intake to substantiate that, then you got to let that go, because your body's not burning calories the same way it used to. Your metabolism is shifting. So your body doesn't need what it need before. And then when I think about it, and that's just me, this is the way I think, like, how much work it is to have 3 meals that you prepared for a family, and then making sure all the snacks are there, and then making sure all of the little things that pop up along, like in the course of one day, multiplied by 7 days a week, multiplied by 52. That's a lot of time thinking about menus and cooking and preparation. And just like, in this stage, you can let that go. I am the queen of prepare. And if I can't get it done in less than 30 minutes, then I need to hire somebody to do it for me. Okay. So one of the things that I find myself doing is things that are much more in a natural state, not spending time cooking and changing the molecular structure of foods. Like I love my salads, but I can't eat salads like every day. Like some days I might want to have my spinach that's normally on my salad sauteed a little bit and have some more other herbs to go with it. I switch it up. I'm not a vegetarian. I respect those who chose to do that. I'm not one that wants to excessively like eat. I'm not like a carnivore, but I do want some protein, and that's important for this stage. So a lot of these tips that I just shared, if you would just start thinking about them and making little tweaks, then I promise you, you do not have to have a shift into the stage that you don't embrace and welcome and find it a blessing to you. So I would love to hear from you. I'd like to get comments back from you. And I also want to encourage you, if you need someone to support you during this time, I have several coaching programs that I can do this. I can partner with you and we can get you through this with ease. One of them is my 6 week program. It's a signature program that I put together from A to Z, scratch every word I wrote down in the modules and the weekly meetings. It's the Classy Pump, and we meet every week for 6 weeks, and there's modules with all the information about tough topics that we will cover from week to week related to, what is food. Like, it's so amazing that some people don't know what food is. Just perplexing to me. Movement, you have to have some type of movement, and I'm not saying that you have to be a gym rat. And right now, a lot of gyms may be closed, but there's movement. Like every morning, I try to get up and do some yoga, stretching and moving. This is just like allowing the body to naturally be in its state. We're here to move. We're not supposed to be sedentary. We're not stones in nature. So it's 6 weeks. It's weekly meetings, it's Facebook groups, it's coaching. So this is like an amazing opportunity to work with me, work with a team, hear other people who are going through the stage that you are. And in 6 weeks, you will find yourself with a totally different mindset. Your body will change. It is like amazing. That's all I can say is amazing. It's like what I've learned through the process. It's like, oh my God, in a package just there for you in 6 weeks. Like, took me a lot longer than 6 weeks. And the other one is I have a 30-day program. It's self-paced. If you find that you don't want to lock down 6 weeks of your life waiting for me to work with you, you just want to do this on your own. And this 30-day program is called Step Into Dazzling Health. You get the package up front, everything's there, and you schedule your counseling session with me. We can coach up front, at the end, whenever it's convenient for you. And that's like two different options. So wherever you are and what works for you, there's some answers. There's a way to get through this in a way that's natural and it's holistic and it's going from top to bottom. Like we cover everything. So I would encourage you to go to my website. It's beverlyhillscoaching.com. All of my information is there about my coaching programs. If you want to have an upfront conversation, I offer a consultation. You can put your request in for that. My calendar pops up and you can pick a day that works for you. I also have a newsletter that I put out like a couple times a month covering all types of topics. So if you'd like it in a format where it comes into your email, that's available. If not, I have a YouTube channel and I do videos there every week with a colleague of mine named Sherry, and our platform is called Aging Backwards, and we get together as coaches. She works with the younger women who are going through the fatigue, and I work with the women in menopause who are going through all of these symptoms of menopause. So jump on that every week. We put up a video every week. It usually is up on Sundays. Subscribe to the channel so you can get the notifications when they come out. And what else do I have? Facebook. I have Facebook, but I'm looking to have a private Facebook group where we can come together and have these discussions more expansively. So I'm going to close out here. And again, thank you for being here. If I can help you in any way, please reach out. I love the subject of health and wellness, and especially working with women in the state. So take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.